Hi everyone, Lensman Oz here, and welcome to episode 3 of my Modular Mayhem Let's Play series. Now, you might immediately be able to see that I've got a texture pack on here at the moment. I thought I'd give it a go and see what it did to the world, and see whether I like it or not, or whether you guys want me to keep it on. It's definitely made things a bit clearer. It's the Sortex pack. I actually got it via the Feed the Beast launcher. It has the ability to download it to the Modular Mayhem pack, and I just transferred it from that launcher over to the Curse one. But the reason I've started here, one, because it was a lovely sunrise, and two, because I'm in a rainbow forest. Now, what's cool about these, this is another Chromatic Craft add-on, is that if you have one of these trees near your base, mobs don't spawn. Anywhere in the rainbow forest, the mobs don't spawn. So I plan on trying to get myself a sapling and taking it back to base, and have a graphical glitch there. Taking it back to base and hoping we can spawn the rainbow forest biome around my base. So I'm going to grab this now, and I'll head back to base and I'll meet you there. Back in a tick. And I'm back, and I got killed. I was getting away from some mobs. I broke my sword in the process. I got a bit too close to one of the Chromatic Craft pylons and got zapped. So death for me again. Right. So I've managed to get 4 saplings out of that, what I broke off the tree. When you are breaking the tree, you get all these different dyes, and like I got some cocoa beans now, which is good. Some cactus green, I think there's some lapis. So as you're breaking the leaves, you get dyes, which, apart from filling up my inventory, may come in handy, I guess, later on when I need. I've got a couple of golden apples too, which is pretty cool. So I've planted 2 outside, and I'm hoping I'm going to go and clear some of the other trees from around where I dropped them down. You can see I've done a bit more mining in between episodes here. I've got a lot more of the gems, and I've had to repair this a couple of times, and it seems you can repair it with any gem, but if you let it get all the way down to 0, it breaks and it's gone. I had to, I've now lost the sword because, yeah, I'm down to 0 and broke it. So now I've got this. I've just made this Heliodor sword. It's just made exactly the same as a normal sword, just using the gems. And it's got 9 attack damage, which is pretty cool. So I made the Chromatic Craft casting table, but I don't think I've unlocked it properly in here. It's got the information for it, but where is it? It doesn't fully unlock. I got no other tooltip for it, so I might need to find some more of those info fragments before I go too much further. But that's its casting table, and you need this little manipulator to actually craft with it. So we'll get to that in another episode, I think. In between, I haven't done much more apart from a bit of mining. The ore I was needing for Magnetic Craft does spawn very low in the world, so I did manage to get a little bit of tungsten, and I've made some of the carbide, which is let's have a look here. To make the carbide ingots, it's that tungsten surrounded by coal. No ore doubling on this, which is a bit of a bummer. So I managed to get 5, and which gave me, a bunch. I left 1 remaining. I've got 32 carbide at the moment, and I will get into starting with Magnetic Craft once I get a bit more carbide. So I thought for this episode I'm going to set up the coke oven I need to go to the nether before I can do steel, because I need nether bricks. But for the meantime, I'm going to start getting some coal coke, which will come in handy for fuel as well. And I sort of figure I'm going to, I guess, jump back and forwards between Immersive Engineering and Magneticraft. They seem fairly similar. I'm hoping they're reasonably compatible with each other. I would like to do a full Magneticraft setup. I think that'd be pretty cool, but looking at the latest update to Immersive Engineering, which has added a ton of stuff, it's looking like there's going to be some really cool stuff in there coming up. So hopefully maybe in the next pack upgrade we'll get the new version. But yeah, that's looking really, really awesome. So to make a coke oven, you need 27 coke bricks, which is made using this recipe, and each one makes 2. So that's sandstone in the middle, surrounded by 4 bricks and 4 clay. And you can get all this information in the engineer's manual, which is a book and a lever crafted together. So in here, engineer's manual, we're going to make the coke oven. So it gives you all the description about it: creosote oil, byproducts, creosote oil, and you can make infused wood. So here it is here. And I'm going to need an engineer's hammer. It just shows you how to make the multi-block. So what do I need for the hammer? Engineer's hammer, string, 2 iron, 2 sticks. I'm sure we can do that. A string, 2 sticks, a line. Had a couple of sticks in there already, so that's fine. It's a paintbrush. Engineer's hammer. So once we've formed the multi-block, which I'll just grab out of here now. Once we've formed it, it will you've got to hit it with a hammer to actually get it going. So up there's one of the saplings, and the other one I planted over there. So you can see that one there. So I'm hoping to get this area, and I may put another one over that way. I don't know how far it'll spread yet. So this texture pack does make this material here look a little bit better. I actually like it a lot more than the standard texture, but I'm kind of growing on this. I've got a little bit of obviously detail work to do, and a few more blocks here to put in, and then a roof. Selected this for the door. I don't know, still not 100% sold on it yet, but yeah, it's alright so far. Now what I was thinking, so I don't really want all these pools here. This one's fine, but this area here, I was thinking of filling it in. And I was also thinking of taking this whole side of the hill off. I want to set up this coke oven. Kind of want it close to the factory. I think this area here might have to be the place where it goes. Oh, that'll be right. Let me out. So I'm going to clear a little bit of an area here. Knock a bit of this down. Take these trees out. Maybe sort of in line here. Out and around. So I'll take that out. Fill in this hole. And tidy this area up a bit. And I'll come back. And I'm back. And I've cleared the area out. You can see this tree has grown. I went up there and cleared the area around. I got rid of some of the trees. And just made it so it could grow out and expanded the ground around. It looks like it's done it itself actually. But yeah, so this now will change the biome. It's still an ender forest at the moment, but it should change the biome into a magical forest biome. And I'll probably have to go up there and do the same thing with that one up there. And no mobs can spawn in that. So that'll make things a little bit easier here. But still doesn't look too bad. A little bit out of place with the industrial look, but that'll be right. So I've cooked up some gravel into concrete. The only downside to the concrete is that if you put it near a door, you have trouble getting through the door because it's apparently slightly lower. But I was going to perhaps dig this area out completely, or you know, an area here and concrete it, just for, again, a bit more of the industrial look. And I may do an area out the front of the workshop here, sort of I don't know, maybe 4 blocks out, 5, somewhere in there. Do sort of an area around it, and yeah, we should be able to give it a bit more of that factory look. So this area over here, and while I'm waiting, I'll just get an area. Kind of want to set it back a little bit too. So I plan on putting the blast furnace like right next to, or 1 block away from this. You can see there's a bit of a speed boost there. I plan on putting the blast furnace 1 block away from this, and being able to, I guess, automate between the two with some pipes or something somehow. I'm not sure what I've got in the way of that sort of thing in this pack. I haven't really looked into fluid transport. So I'll just fill in this area and grab myself a bite to eat as I jump around and use up some more. Right. As I said, you know, I'll continue getting gravel and stuff as I'm doing my mining expeditions and smelt that up into some more concrete. I'll just take another row off here. So I'm going to set up this coke oven. Yeah, we'll just do it here. As I said previously, it's just a 3x3 structure. If you've played Railcraft, you know their one has a hole in the middle, but this one doesn't require it. And you right click with your engineer's hammer, and you get a coke oven. Which, depending on which side you right click on, depends on where your front is. So, yeah, there's a coke oven. So with this we can go and get some coal. Keep in the door. Don't even have concrete at the door and I'm having trouble getting in. I'll just go this stack, so I'm going to need a fair bit of it. Throw this in here and it will just very slowly cook down, and it'll create, as it cooks down, it'll create creosote oil, which we can then put into bottles or tanks or whatever we need and use it to craft treated planks or some more of the immersive engineering stuff. And it does take a long time, and so does the creation of steel using the blast furnace. And as I said, I think I said earlier, the blast furnace requires coal coke. You can't use standard coal. You've got to use the coal coke. So I'm going to need a fair bit of it if I'm going to make a fair bit of steel. I'm just trying to tidy this up and make it look a little bit better. And I don't like leaving big drops. You know, more than likely you'll be doing something and you'll turn around and a mob will drop on your head. So I don't like leaving the big drops like this. I've left that there for the moment out of plans of power generation. I want to kind of use this area for that. So starting to get a little bit more of industrial look. Oh, there's that glitch. I don't know if that's mod pack related or whether it's texture pack related. I'll have to look into it. Don't seem to be focusing on one thing over there. I'm not sure. I'll look into it. Maybe I will ditch the texture pack. I don't know if it'll do it in regular one. Doing an F3A seems to get rid of it for the moment. The only downside to these trees is they create these things here, which hopefully that's not too loud for you guys. Is they're like little wisps. They don't attack you. They just make a really low sort of bass sound. So maybe out of here. So yeah, they seem to spawn. Oh, here he is. Wow, that's loud. Other than that, I don't see that they do anything else, and I'm not sure what's in the book about them. We'll have to look into that. Let's have a look here. Alright, it's pylons. I might need to get some more research. Don't know what's in here about it. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I got the damaging discharge when I got shot. I got killed by the pylon. So there's a little bit more to unlock. Yeah, so this... Oh look, we're a rainbow forest here already. So you can see in my up on my map there at the right, it says rainbow forest, and before it said ender forest. So it's already changed the biome here. I don't know how far it's changed it. Let's see, let's keep going out here a bit. Wow, it's going pretty quick. It's all the way out here. Rainbow forest. And ender forest back here. So there's a fairly good radius on it. So maybe those two will be enough. I might just need to put a third one out there, but that should stop mob spawning. Although it's funny because you look on the map there and there's a skeleton just off behind the tree. So I don't know if it just stops mob spawning in the above ground or whether it's doesn't reach this far yet, or whether it, yeah, I'm not sure. I might have to do a bit of googling. There's definitely mobs up in that hill there. Whether they spawn out here or not, I don't know. Alright, so I might go and check out what to do next, and I'll be right back. And I'm back. And I thought what I might do to finish up this episode is start working towards power generation. Now, I'm going to use the water wheels from Immersive Engineering just to start with, and then I'm eventually going to get into magnetic craft. It's like a boiler. I forget the name of it off the top of my head. I think it's a Stirling generator, but it's a big multi-block structure. But I'm going to need, as I said, more of that tungsten from before. So to start off, to do a water wheel, this thing here, you also need a way of transmitting the power. And to transmit the power out of there, you need a kinetic dynamo. A kinetic dynamo is made like this, so 3 iron, 2 redstone, and this copper wire coil. And that is like this. So I need 8 of these. And these are made in lots of 4. So we do this. I had the copper in my inventory. So that's the 8 that I require. And then it takes 1 iron. And that gets us the copper wire coil. 3 iron underneath, redstone on top, gets us the kinetic dynamo. So that's just the base piece to collect the power. Something else we're going to need, and I'll work on transmitting the power from where I set this up in the next episode, but the next bit we're going to need is some of this treated wood, which is just the bottles of creosote, which that's from the obviously over in the coke oven. Why did I do that? I've got another crafting table over here. Still not used to it yet. So let's just make a bunch of that. What happened there? It ate my bottles of... I swear I had 6. Well, that's interesting. Let's go and check that. I grabbed... Maybe I only grabbed 1. No, I had 6 in my inventory and it just used them up. Which is lovely. Thanks for that, table. So that sort of throws a bit of a spanner in the works there. And it ate all the bottles too. I guess word of the wise, don't shift click. That may be a bug. Anyway, we'll see what we can do with this. I don't think I've got enough now. I think I need this many. Let's check it out. Don't think I've got enough. So I need 4 of these segments. So yeah, I'm going to need some more creosote. That's a bummer. Bugs. These. Yeah, I had 9 bottles. I'm now down to 4. So it ate 5 bottles of creosote oil. Just what I needed. Anyway, hopefully this will give us enough. Okay, to make this, I need 1 in the middle. That's alright. 1, thanks. 1 water wheel. So I will make more. I plan on making 3 because you can have up to 3 connected to the dynamo at once. So I might do that in between episodes and get some more glass bottles. Get some more glass bottles in between episodes there, and I'll make some more of these. I'll make 2 more of these water wheels. The idea I had, I'll just throw out this other bottle. There you go. Is I'm going to use this hill. I plan to run water down through this gully in the middle as sort of a water feature, and then have the, maybe I'll use this as a pool here, but have the water wheel and let's put it here. Not sure whether this is the side that needs to be connected. Grab my hammer. I think it's got to connect to this side. So yeah, you can see, get rid of that one and this one and a couple of these blocks behind it. This is the idea, is that I'll have water flowing down from above around here and into a pool, and then have a creek lead off this way. Bit of a water source up on top, so that, you know, if I make it 3 wide, it should come to about here somewhere. And which means I'll need to get rid of all of this. Like so. I might be able to put them back there. And yeah, have the idea being that the water flows over it, generates power, and then probably knock a bit of this hill down. Not too much, and then I'll run the power from here over to the base via power wires. Because I want it to be visible, so I'll definitely take this hill out a bit, trim it off, and maybe make it look, you know, maybe make a path up there. Build a bit of an industrial looking shed, I guess, like a little shed around it. Yeah, that's the idea anyway. I mean, that's what I have planned. What's here? A little lake. Interesting. Nothing in here. S'mores. So yeah, that I'll get to work on that in between. I'll make the other two water wheels after I get a bunch more creosote up, and I'll build this area up, do a bit of terraforming, and get the water source running, and hopefully have that ready for the next episode. Alright, well I think I might cut this one a little bit short today, and I'll do a little bit more. I think this texture pack's going. I might try the other one. I think I've got a copy of Invictus as well. Might give that a go. Let's just try it now actually. So take the Sortex one out and put Invictus in. I got it exactly the same way, using the FTB launcher to download it to its folder and then transfer it across to my curse folder. And this might take a second or two. So I believe they're both fairly similar in what their textures are. I'll just sleep. I like the text a little bit better in this one actually. So yeah, see, they're still very similar textures. Hopefully that fixes the thing, but I'll test it out and we'll find out. Don't know whether the sun looks as good in this one. Hopefully it does. Alright, with that, that's the we'll call this the end. As I said before, I'll do a bit of work in between, and I'll be back in the next one. Thanks for watching. See yous.